Hello again and welcome to another tutorial. In this video we're going to be talking about how to prepare Illustrator files for After Effects and how to use the Puppet tool mainly. So I'm in Illustrator at the moment and I've illustrated a very basic character, and I've separated all the layers over here in the layers section into the different components that I might want to animate later. So eyes, blinking, mouth, opening, that kind of thing. So you notice if I turn off the layers here, I can check what is visible and what isn't. And you want to make sure that this is all correct and separated so it's ready to come into After Effects. And then you want to save that somewhere where obvious that you can find it. So for this I've made a folder called Puppet Project on the desktop. I've got Illustrator files and I've called this rigged character, and I'm going to create an After Effects file here called Puppet Tool Project. So once I've made sure that this is all right, I'll save it, then I'll head into After Effects to get working with it. So in After Effects, I've made a composition, and the composition needs to be the same size exactly and the same settings as what you used in Illustrator. So in Illustrator, I used a 1920 by 1080p canvas, which was 72 pixels per inch. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a brand new composition, which I have done to those specs. So to bring that character in, I'm going to go File, Import, File, and then I'm going to go to my Puppet Project folder, Illustrator Files, and click Rigged Character. This is an interesting one because here it will have input, kind, and there's footage and composition. You want it as a composition because you'll be able to get the layers separately as individual components. So make sure you've selected it as composition, click OK. You'll notice now there is a rigged character comp. If I double click that, there she is. And there's also another folder with all of the layers rigged, and this is because it's a live document. If I change the Illustrator file itself in Illustrator, it will update over in After Effects, so be mindful of that when you're changing things. So in rigged character, you'll notice if I turn off the mouth here, it's all synced up nicely. It's exactly as it should be, like it was in Illustrator. And I'm going to parent everything as it does on a body. So here with the parent tool, I'm going to parent the eyes to the head, for instance. I'm going to parent the mouth to the head. I'm going to parent the head to the torso, the left arm to the torso, the right arm to the torso. For this, the left leg and left right to the torso. And now I'm just going to hold the torso and I'm going to move it around just to check that it's all connected, which it is, which is perfect. So now that that's all rigged up, I want to animate this arm waving, and a quick way to do that is to use a puppet tool, which is to stop here, the puppet pin tool. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on her left arm, and I'm going to animate that. So on left arm, I'm going to click on the puppet tool, and you want to follow the line of the arm, so from the shoulder down. So I'm going to click the top of the shoulder where her elbow might be, the top of the wrist, and the hand. And on the left arm layer, if I click the shortcut U, it will show me that it's already created some keyframes for those pins. So if I select the pins, you can see them all there. And with the puppet tool selected still, I can now, you'll notice, if I hover over it, it turns into a move tool. And because I've got all of them selected, it will move them all at once. But now, if I click one in isolation, you'll notice it does this, which is really, really handy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move into the timeline about a second, and I'm going to move the different components up. So she's raising her hand, and it can be a little fiddly, but you know, it's no big problem. So I've got those all there, and then if I just play this back quickly, you'll notice her arm goes up in quite a natural way. It is a tiny bit slow, so I'm going to amend that briefly by bringing these keyframes closer, just so she raises her arm a bit quicker. what I really like about the puppet tool, however, is this, because if I um, if I hover over and have the move tool, the move icon showing, if I use Alt, if I use the command key, there's a little stopwatch. If I hold the command key and then click my mouse, I can get After Effects to record my exact movements like a wave. So if I could go command and then wave a hand like this, hello, like that, what it's done there, After Effects has cleverly recorded exactly my movements. So it's fantastic at, if you're wanting something to dance or you're wanting a wave or quite a natural movement, it allows you to do that. And if you want the arm to come back to where it was, I'll just move the timer on about the same space as this, and I'll copy and paste my original frames. And so now I'll have an arm coming up, waving, although actually saying that, that's gone a bit strange. So what I need to do is copy and paste it here, and then here again. So you'll notice that should work. No, it hasn't. So what I realise I've done is each of these puppet pin tools, you want to make sure that you have selected each of these keyframes so it remembers that it was in this posture, and then from a moment later then copy and paste all these keyframes back to a return position, because if not it will try and calculate a bit of a strange motion like we just saw. So go up, little wave, and then what I've done, I've put keyframes just so that it remembers all of those keys were in that space at that time, and then I've copy and pasted its original position. So there you have it. Very quick way of using the puppet tool, but it can be used on any element within After Effects. Mainly still images. A lot of the time, so say you've got a photo of a bird that you want to animate the wings of, it's quite easy. You bring in the photo and then you pin the wings with the puppet pin tool. But experiment, use different shapes and see how you get on. That stopwatch, command click is a fantastic way to get a natural movement into your animation. So thank you very much, and I'll look forward to doing a new video soon. Thank you.